What do doctors, lawyers, and teachers all have in common? If you were to say they have a high-stress job, you're right. However, the answer to my question is that surprisingly, a vast majority of them attend the shooting range, called Club de Tir de Ville-Saint-Pierre. John Nardi, an employee at this shooting range, says that 25 to 30% of their clients are in these professions. If these men and women see no harm in owning a gun, why are certain people trying to stop others all across Canada from owning one? Ladies and gentlemen, fellow judges and classmates, today I'm here to persuade you all on how banning guns will not stop our gang violence in Canada. If I were to ask you all right now to vote on banning guns, I am confident you would all vote yes. However, when politicians like Bill Blair are proposing to ban guns all across Canada, he in fact is not giving you all the information. I am all for banning guns if it means saving lives and getting guns off our streets. But when I'm not giving all the information, my vote will be no. When we think about the word ban, we think about it in the sense of illegal. No more guns will be on the streets. However, in an article written by the National Post, it explains how two guns were prohibited. An assault weapon called CZ-Bren and an automatic rifle were both banned from sales and import purposes in Canada, meaning whoever wanted these guns were no longer allowed to get them. But the people who already owned the guns before this ban would still be allowed to keep them. If the Canadian government really wanted to see a change in our gun violence, they should have done what the Australian government did, which was a total government buyback. In 1996, there was a shooting in a small coffee shop, killing dozens and injuring many more. After this incident, the Australian government put a total government buyback on any automatic and semi-automatic rifles and handguns, meaning whoever owned these guns had to bring it back to the government where it was bought back from the people and later on destroyed. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that 10 million people in Canada own a gun? That's 31 guns per 100 people. And did you know in the States, 310 million people own a gun? That's at least one gun per household. Between the year 2009 and 2013, Canada's gun homicide rate was 997. And in the US during the same time was over 56,000. If we would look at our suicide by gun rate during the same time, it was over 5,000. That's 12 times the suicide rate of England and Wales. It does seem reasonable to ban guns because Australia did see a 31% decrease in their gun rate. However, they saw a major increase in their other crimes, such as theft, kidnapping, sexual assault, manslaughter, and many more. Do you feel safe now? In the summer of 2018, a man purposely took his van and ran over innocent pedestrians. Do you feel safe now knowing anything could be used as a weapon? I'd be the first person to vote on banning guns if I really thought it would work. Bill Blair is only proposing to ban guns just to stop the gun violence in Toronto. However, we're forgetting one key word, gangs. Whenever you ever heard of gangs or people of organized crimes following the law? Never. That's why we call them criminals. Between the year 1920 and 1933, there was a great prohibition on alcohol in the US, meaning they were no longer allowed to make or transport alcohol. Did this stop our gangs? No. If anything, we saw more gangs and mafias prosper from this occasion. Here, during this time, we saw the rise of Al Capone, a well-known gangster during the time. They've been profiting off of anything we banned. For many years, they've been profiting over drugs. Their drug trade is $1 trillion business. And now, we want to give them our guns so they could profit off of this too, cause more harm and mayhem. If anything, we'll see more harm than good coming out of this. If politicians like Bill Blair want to stop gun violence, then let's talk about gun prevention and what we can do to save lives. Because we don't need politicians to pass laws because it's what we want to hear. We need politicians who will work together and who will pass laws to save lives and protect us. Not to pass laws for the sake of votes, because lives matter, people matter, not votes. So ladies and gentlemen, fellow judges and classmates, do you feel safe now? How many of you will change your vote? Thank you.